With virtually a few days of being confirmed as Kaiser Chiefs head coach, Zwane has gone and checked the whole squad and made some changes. Welcome back to Afrik Football, guys. We drop 2 weekly videos, so remember to like and subscribe, and let's get started. First off, I'd like to start and say, I think we're getting to the new era of Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser Chiefs might return to the glory days. Ultimately, what has happened this week is that Kaiser Chiefs has firstly fired Lee Baxter, who was the goalkeeping coach who was brought in 2018 under Gavin Hunt. And this comes after the premise where Zwane, before being confirmed, has stated that if he got the job, he would like to make some changes in the backroom staff. Then ultimately, he would like to change some quality of the players that play for Kaiser Chiefs, as he believes certain players weren't quality enough to play for Kaiser Chiefs. So now, the biggest question that we're going to have, that we're going to be answering in this video, that I will be answering in this video, will be telling you my thoughts on how I feel and what I think of the 8 players that have been exiled and where we're going with this story. Firstly, it's safe to say that Kaiser Chiefs will be saving 25 million rands by exiling these 8 players. These players have been left out and they've been sent out for different reasons. Some have contracts expiring, some are just been put on the market and being virtually known to everyone that this player is open for sale and Kaiser Chiefs is willing to listen to offers for these players. So now let's take a deep dive on the players that have been sent out of Kaiser Chiefs. Alright, so the very first player on the chopping block is Akumu Agay, and this is a player who we bought in 2019, and he came from Zesco United from Zambia. He came from one of the teams that was performing very well in the CAF Champions League, and he came with lots of experience. His position ultimately was he was a defensive midfielder, and during that time at Kaiser Chiefs, he got 2 goals out of 47 appearances for the Glamour Boys. So what this essentially means is, I technically think these weren't very bad statistics for him. And this, as a defensive midfielder, your role isn't technically to score. So he was actually a very good midfielder. His contract hasn't expired, but Kaiser Chiefs has put him on the market. He's one of the very few unfortunate people who've been put on the transfer list and known to the people that this player is about to leave. So, how do you think this player performed well at Kaiser Chiefs? Let us know in the comments below. And let's move on to the second player. The second player is Kearyn Baccus. This player had 2 goals in 53 appearances since 2019. Kearyn Baccus, we have spoken about him in a previous video, which I will link up here so that you can check it out. We've basically stated that Mike McCabe is his agent, and he stated he wants to get him a deal out of South Africa or in South Africa, whichever comes first. So we won't dwell much on this player, and seeing that he is a native South African player, it's very weird that he did not cement his place in the starting lineup, and it's also very weird that we haven't seen much of him, and I don't know what his fetching value would be, but he runs out of contract in this month of June, and so Kaiser Chiefs has got no reason to keep him but let him go as a free agent. And let's move on to the next player, Daniel Akpeyi. Honestly speaking, I think this might be a very bad move. I really like Daniel Akpeyi, and I believe this player, this Nigerian player, is one of the good goalkeepers that we have in the league. He should have had his time to shine, but I believe that if Orlando Pirates signed him, it would not be a very big loss because he comes with a bit of experience, and I believe he is a very good player. So what I'm essentially lamenting is that Akpeyi isn't a bad goalkeeper. And he has shown throughout the years he spent at Kaiser Chiefs that he has matured and he is very good at what he does. If you were to get another role in a different team, let's say Sekhukhune United or anywhere else, TTM or some other smaller team, I think he would be a very big brand signing that they would really appreciate. I believe that he should have been given a chance. I understand that there are lots of other players who are coming in like Vuma, and that's where they're trying to focus as Kaiser Chiefs, and I'm assuming that's what Zwane is trying to focus on. But I believe this is a very bad move, and I believe this goalkeeper is one of quality. I don't know if you guys do also believe what I'm saying or you side with what I'm saying, but let me know in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this video, we drop 2 weekly videos and we have lots of transfer videos as the transfer window is now open. We'll give you all the speculations, all the rumors. So all you have to do is hit that like button, help us get to 100,000 subscribers. And moving on to the next player that has been exiled by Zwane. Castro. That is a player that is leaving. Age 33. My thoughts about this is I think it's about time. He's been with Kaiser Chiefs for 4 seasons, and in that 4 seasons he's gotten 27 goals for the Glamour Boys, which isn't very bad, and I appreciate what he's done, but I believe that it's time we brought in some fresh blood in the striking department. We all know that Victor Leswalo is on the scoreboard, and knowing that Kaiser Chiefs is going to be saving about 20 million in wages by letting go of these 8 players, it means that this might be a good thing. We might actually get Victor Leswalo. We already talked about who Victor Leswalo might be coming in for because they'll be swapping, but ultimately it's come out and been stated that the player we'll talk about, the very last player we'll talk about, isn't going on a swap deal, but more of a free transfer to Royal AM. So stick around to the end of the video to know who this player is that we were thinking would be swapped for Victor Leswalo. And let's move on to the next player. Well, Cardoso is leaving, age 33 as well, and with a bunch of game time for Kaiser Chiefs, as you can see right here written on the screen. For Cardoso, I'm going to be frank and clear here and state that I think this is a bad idea. When it comes to defenders, there's a different metrics that you use to determine if a defender should stay in the team or a defender should go. With Cardoso, I believe that he had the relevant experience, he had international experience, he's had lots of CAF Champions League experience, and I believe this is a player that you're not supposed to sell. The way defenders age is because they have this ability to understand the game from a different scenario because they've been in lots of different gaming positions where they've generally done it all. I believe they should have kept him as somebody with very good experience, and this would have been a person who would have helped the younger mid defenders that the team transferred in the last transfer window, and you'd have been a very good defensive partner with some of these players. But I don't know how you guys feel about this, but generally I technically feel this was a very bad idea to sell Cardoso. They should have kept him on for a bit, and they should have seen how it would have matured, and it would have helped with the squad. But let me know in the comments below, and let's move on to the next signing that is exiling Kaiser Chiefs. It sucks to say this, but Manyama is leaving Kaiser Chiefs. With 15 goals and more than 90 plus appearances for the Kaiser Chiefs team, I think Manyama was a very good asset. But ultimately, as all things say, there's a time for everything, and I think this is a time that Manyama should leave Kaiser Chiefs. And I'm not very opposed to this movement. I actually do not doubt this movement, and I'm sort of excited and happy to see what other players can come in and replace Manyama. And now we'll move on to the second last player on this list, and that is Lazarus Kambole, the man who came in with so much potential, the Zambian player who was stated to have the fastest hat-trick on the African continent that he got against the team from Lesotho. Lazarus Kambole came with so much promise. He came from a team that won the Zambian Super League, which was Zesco United, and him and Agay came from Zesco United, from a team that was well structured, and it's very surprising why Kambole failed to tick. Personally, when it comes to Kambole, I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to be biased because he's Zambian. I'm going to say it here now. I just feel Kaiser Chiefs did not know how to use this player, and I believe they did not know how to get the best out of him. If they did try and focus on him and use him, they might have gotten something better than the 2 goals that he got from 46 appearances for Kaiser Chiefs. Mainly, I know it was a confidence thing, but they should have given him a bit more game time, but I'm not going to lament on that. I believe he's going on a free transfer right now. He's a free agent, and I believe he's going to come to Zambia and join a club here. Before we do get to our final transfer out from Kaiser Chiefs, I'm going to talk about a few people that we've noticed, a few signings that Kaiser Chiefs have been hinting at. One of the very first signings is probably Paul Pogba, and the other being Gareth Bale. With Gareth Bale, Kaiser Chiefs admin on Twitter actually basically waved the Gareth Bale using Twitter to notify us that they might want to sign Gareth Bale, but it might just be a joke. But yeah, so if you're enjoying this video, remember to like and subscribe, and let's move on to the very final transfer of the Kaiser Chiefs era for right now. And our last transfer out comes out in the form of Samir Nurkovic. We have talked about this player in a previous video, and it is clear that he's going to Royal AM at the end of this season. I have actually hinted in this video that it has been stated that Victor Leswalo might be coming to Kaiser Chiefs, but this player is going out on a free transfer. Ultimately, my favorite emotions and feelings and notions about this player is the 14 goals that he got in the very first season when he joined Kaiser Chiefs. That season brought me jubilation, it brought me excitement, and it gave me so much joy to watch this player. And it's sad to see him leave. The Seb will truly be missed, and we hope he gets some good game time and shows his form when he goes out. But ultimately, What do you guys think of these transfers? What are your favorite goals from these players who are leaving? What are your favorite moments from these players who are leaving? Let us know in the comments below. And we have another video coming out. This is going to be talking about all the transfers that will replace these players when they leave and where they go. This has been Afrik Football. We'll see you in the next one.